Ryan Weathers very well could be the unseen pitcher that the Orioles go and make a move for here at the 2024 trade deadline.
Gills.
Ryan Weathers has been around for quite a few years now. He made his major league debut in 2021 with the San Diego Padres at the age of 20. Now, Ryan's numbers in San Diego aren't the best in the world. He was recently traded for Garrett Cooper to the Miami Marlins. Now, since being acquired by the Marlins, Weathers has kind of really turned it around here. I don't know if it's the difference in coaching there, but Weathers has kind of taken his, we'll say, shaky start to his career and really started to show some promise here in 2024. And a little side note, the Orioles actually just claimed Garrett Cooper today off of waivers. So with Weathers only being 24 years old, he is under team control through 2029. And the type of trade that could potentially acquire Ryan Weathers from the Miami Marlins could be something as simple as like Dylan Beavers and Seth Johnson. We don't have to go ahead and get rid of, one of our top end prospects to acquire an arm that could definitely help us in October. Weathers brings a high velocity fastball and a devastating slider with an above average changeup to his arsenal. When we take a look at some of the run values that Ryan Weathers provides here, you can see his pitching run value is rated above average. The fastball run value is rated above average, and the off-speed value is rated above average. These don't blow off the charts, but you're not going to find a pitcher at the trade deadline this year who has off-the-charts type stuff that you're not going to have to give up a Jackson Holiday or Basayo for. Now, as Weathers has gotten older, when he was first coming up with San Diego in 21 and 22, his fastball got obliterated by opposing hitters. His first year in the league, they were hitting 333 off of it. In 2022, they decided to hit 440 off of his fastball. Even last year, they sported a 350 average against that four-seamer. But now with the Marlins, he's gotten that four-seamer average down to 280, and it's falling every start. But like I said before, that bread and butter is the slider and the changeup. He posts a career below 215 average on both of those pitches. And in 2024 alone, the changeup teams are hitting 193 off of it, and that slider they're hitting 128. Now, the max velocity you're going to see out of Ryan Weathers is up to 98 miles an hour. He consistently kind of sits around 95, but with two strikes, he routinely runs it up into the 98 mile an hour zone. What I don't like about his fastball is it is a four-seamer. It's flat, to be completely honest with you. Not a ton of movement on it. And when he gets in trouble, it's because he leaves 94, 95 in the heart of the plate. Doesn't always finish his mechanics perfectly. I mean, no, not everybody does every single time. But that is when he gets in trouble. But we can kind of use that fastball here in Baltimore to kind of keep hitters off balance. Like that slider gets down to 79 miles an hour at times. Consistently sits around 83, but if you could go from 98 and then flip in, we'll even say an 83 mile an hour slider, it's not fair. And having that left field in Baltimore could really come into play against Ryan. And I'll tell you why. At home, right-handers actually pull the ball almost 50% of the time against Ryan Weathers. Plays right into the field dimensions right in Baltimore, doesn't it? Lefties, who are only hitting 190 on the season against him, only pull it 30% of the time. So again, it plays right into the field dimensions in Baltimore. Major league hitters this year are hitting less than 30% of their swings are making contact with Weathers' slider in the zone. Less than 30%. One, they're either not picking it up, or two, it's just got insane bite. Let's take a look at some of these sliders and changeups out of Weathers' hands, and you can just see how hard they bite to some of these hitters.
Swing and a miss, and Sheffield
tunnels that sweeper.
Now, like I said before, let's look at some of the ones that Weathers kind of screws up his mechanics on and leaves the ball right down the middle. They get hit hard.
Here he comes. In the air to left center field. Carrying pretty well to the track. It's at the wall, and it's...
Did we get a scare in San Diego? As that one's hit a mile high, deep toward left. Herrera on opening day says hello.
Thought that he was too little. Lifts this ball to center field. Grisham on the move, and the little man's got big pop. A two-run.
So if Weathers can find a way to get himself out of the middle of the plate sometimes, not that he spends a whole lot of time in it, but kind of clean up his consistency, Weathers could really morph himself into that 3 or 4 starter that the Orioles really need that can go multiple innings. The last thing I'll leave you with this year, against the AL in 5 starts, Weathers has a 2.96 ERA. In 27 innings, he's got 24 Ks to only 3 walks. And against teams over 500 this year, Weathers is 1-2 with a 2.9 ERA. In 31 innings, he's got 23 strikeouts. But like I said, Weathers is not a name that you're going to hear floating around the deadline from several teams. But that's why I really, really like this guy. He shows a lot of potential here. He's got the high velocity fastball. He's got the swing and miss stuff that we're missing in the rotation right now. He pitches pretty deep into ball games. He's young. He's controllable, 229. He's not going to cost as much. What I fear with a Fetty and a Crochet, every team in baseball needs pitching. Somebody's dumb enough to just throw everything at the White Sox to acquire one of these two guys. The Orioles aren't dumb enough.